Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda. Today we're excited to have Frazey Ford with us. How's it going?
Going good. Yeah.
Almost direct from Canada, by way of Australia, right?
Yeah, we're doing a tour.
And this is your first time in New Zealand, so
My
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty
Beautiful
exciting,
here.
very exciting. And you've got a nice, warm, almost summer day here in Auckland, which
Yeah.
is kind of rare these days.
We just climbed up the Eden.
Mount Eden?
Mount Eden. That's why I'm all sweaty.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, you get that way. Were there, when I first came here, there were in the crater there were cows.
No cows in the
I
crater.
haven't been there in a while. So
I wanted Caroline to go down into the crater so I could take a photo, but she wouldn't. So, she's smart like that.
And so Caroline is your friend Caroline Ballhorn, who's singing with you on the thing.
Yeah.
And how does she fit in? Where do you?
She was my neighbor
Uh-huh.
who lived across the street, and sounded really beautiful playing guitar. And one day I just asked her, would she come on the road with me?
Right.
And she did.
And why not? You guys live in Vancouver?
Yeah.
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 Alrighty. So it's been a while since you put out an album. So
Yeah.
I got to assume that you're working on some new stuff now.
Working
right?
on a lot of new stuff right now. Yeah.
And the last one you did was working with all those Memphis guys.
Yeah, Al Green's original backing band.
T. Hodges and
Yeah.
So what's the plan for the next one?
I never have a plan or
Ah.
make a plan or even think about plans, which drives people crazy. But I kind of just go with what happens, and there is no plan. I'm just writing and seeing where it takes me and having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I see you have the Christmas carp.
I have the Christmas carp.
And you
Pretty
were
into it.
you were just telling me that you appear in a Christmas film in the States called The Christmas Calendar.
Yes,
Are you
I
one of the
did.
prizes or?
No, I play a florist named Ivy, who's the best friend of the lead. And yes, it's my first acting experience. And I play this kind of romance-obsessed florist. It's pretty hilarious. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see how
Hopefully
it
it'll
went.
be on something that we can watch it down here.
Yeah, I
Sounds
have zero acting experience, so I hope it's okay.
They seem to be happy.
They were happy. The director was stoked, so cool,
got
whatever.
paid?
He paid me some cash. I was
There
like,
you go.
fine, your risk, buddy.
All right. So the first song that we're going to hear is something called "You Got Religion," and to be I saw you just perform this a few minutes ago, and you actually look like you got religion when you're singing it. What is happening with you when you're performing?
I don't know. I think you go into a space of. I'd say music for me is the closest thing that I have to a religion. So kind of go into a space of spiritual oneness with the universe, probably. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. You just kind of go where you go.
Right. All righty. Well, let's give it a listen. You Got Religion, and we'll come back and talk some more.
You got religion when you got the feel. Oh, wow, wow, in the sun. And you got religion when you got the bird. Oh. In the dawn. Were you asking? Were you saying? What you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? Well, stand in your garden. Rain in the flowers, Aretha sang Spanish Harlem. Oh, yeah. I'm people. what you gonna do now? We'll stand in your garden. Rain coming down. We'll hear you singing how I got over, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. And it moves you, moves you. And it moves you, moves you. And it moves you, moves you. Like you never been moved. And it moves you, moves you. And it moves you, moves you. And it moves you, moves you. Like you've never been moved. Oh.
Welcome back to the 13th floor. We have Frazey Ford with us. And the next song that we're going to hear is a cover of a Cat Stevens tune that he did on his Tea for the Tillerman album back in 1970, I believe, because I bought the album when it came out.
Oh, wow.
It was the album that I was in high school at the time.
Huh.
If you wanted to impress any girl, you bought her a Cat Stevens album, Tea for the Tillerman, showed that you were a sensitive kind of guy. So how did you get introduced to Cat Stevens?
I think that my mom listened to a lot of Cat Stevens when she was pregnant with me.
Uh-huh.
Because when I was a teenager, I got really into Cat Stevens, and it just sounded like the voice of God to me.
Right.
And then my dad actually said that they'd played it a lot. So it was just a very formative, like truly formative sound in the womb.
So when you actually got around to playing it, it was you already knew it.
Yeah, that song in particular I put together for my grandmother's funeral. I kind of altered the lyrics a little bit, and I played it at a couple of funerals, that song.
Have you seen Cat Stevens perform?
I've never seen him perform, but I hear that he's coming here soon.
Yes, he's going to be here in, I think, the middle of December.
Oh, that's
in fact,
so
I know it's going to be
nice.
the middle. Him and then Paul McCartney right after.
Wow.
We've got the all-star cast happening.
I'd love to see him. We saw Stevie Nicks last night, and that was mind-blowing. So.
Is she an influence as well, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much Fleetwood Mac. I mean, Fleetwood Mac is just pretty much the band of all time, and her writing and her voice is just incredible. Still so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, let's listen to you do How Can I Tell You, and then we've got a new song from you when we
Yeah.
come back, right?
Yeah.
Exciting.
How can I tell you that I love you? Like without you, though I can't think of right words to say. And I long to tell you that I'm always thinking of you. Always thinking of you, though my words just float away. Just float away. It always ends up to one thing, honey. Said I can't think of right words to say. How, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wherever I am, I'm always walking with you. Always walking with you, though I look and you're not there. Whoever I that you can't hear. It always ends up to one thing, honey. Still I look and you're not there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need to know you. I need to feel my arms around you. Feel my arms around you. I could see around the shore. Around the shore. It always ends up to one thing, honey. Still I kneel upon the floor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How can I tell you that I love you? Love you. Though I can't think of right words to say. And I long to tell you, but I'm always thinking of you. Always thinking of you, but my words just float away. Just float away. It always ends up to one thing, honey. Still I can't think of right words to say. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa.
All right, we're here at the 13th floor with Frazey Ford, and before we get to the final song, I just wanted to touch base with you about the latest single that you released, the D'Angelo cover.
Yeah.
Now, people wouldn't normally think that that would be a thing, but it is, isn't it?
Me doing a D'Angelo
Yeah.
cover. I love D'Angelo so much. We actually ended up playing same venue as him in Holland, unbeknownst to us.
Right.
About a year and a half ago, and we got to rush down after our show and meet his band and watch him play, and it's a truly religious experience. And then I found out that he and I have the same birthday.
Fantastic.
So I'm pretty certain he's actually my soulmate.
Yep.
And I'm waiting to hear from him.
Ah.
So doing the D'Angelo cover is kind of like me being like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to look anymore. So
It's just a matter of time, right?
I feel that way.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to know it soon. I'm the one for him.
And so, actually covering the song, how did you approach doing it compared to his version?
I always feel like if you're going to cover something, you want to just give it something else. Like, you want to reinterpret it as though you wrote it. And it was fun to just try to kind of take it apart and change it up a bit. And the particular version that we do was kind of born kind of late night on stage in Paris with this rhythm, with this horn section. And there was just something really sort of sparse and sexy about it. So we just ended up recording it like that.
Cool. So the song that we're going to hear now is called The Game.
Yeah.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
You weren't planning on doing it until you saw the piano. So it was kind of spontaneous, which is what we love. So
Yeah,
what's
it's
the deal
brand
with the
new.
song?
I'm playing, actually, for this tour, I've been playing a lot of brand new stuff, which I don't normally do. And I'm playing a lot of piano and keyboard, which I also don't normally do. But it's really fun. It's kind of changing up the way we do everything in the band. And yeah, it's just fresh to do a bunch of new stuff. So we're having fun with it on tour.
Cool. All right. And then new record will be somewhere
Yeah,
in the
I never,
distance.
like, I really don't know when, but it's sometime, like, within the next year, I think, because there's a lot of stuff kind of coming out right now, and we're kind of feeling ready to do, like, the fresh
Cool. So
something.
maybe you'll return when the record's out and
Yeah.
do the whole
Yeah.
promotional
It's
thing.
we really like the idea of leaving Canada in November and December, and we're all just like, this is a good idea.
Yeah, well, I grew up very close to Canada, so I'm familiar with the the weather situation there. I think at one point from Rochester, where I was from, it got to the point where you could walk across Lake
Oh, wow.
Ontario to Toronto because
Oh,
it would freeze
wow.
all the way over.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. No, it's very
it's
cold
cold.
there right now,
Yeah.
and dark.
All righty. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with the tour, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Thank you, thank you.
Sometimes I think that I have to play a game. I have to pretend that I think that you are sane. Oh Lord, I have to pretend that you care a little bit. I have to pretend that you give the slightest shit. Well, who would have said that the love was understood? Oh, the pieces that gather around me, some are good, yeah. But trouble and dreams, they're walking one by one. The soldiers of war in the satin of the sun. I should have refused to be special. I should have refused to agree to the rules, to the road. Oh, why did I have to be special? The golden position, the honor of being, the honor of being your tool. I wanna get out of my bed and see the day. I wanna get out of my head one fine day. But how did I let myself get so used to this? The best parts of you is somebody that don't exist. Well, who would have said that the love was understood? The pieces that gather around me, some are good, how Lord. But trouble and dreams, they're walking one by one. The soldiers of war in the satin of the sun. I should have refused to be special. I should have refused to agree to the rules, to the rules. I should have refused to be special. I should have refused to agree to the rules, to the rules. Oh, why did I have to be special? The golden position, the honor of being, the honor of being your tool.